Well, greetings and salutations, test takers. This is Dean Tenney coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas with a Series 9 explication request. The best free supplement to your paid study materials is my YouTube channel, but if you don't have a Kaplan QBank, I highly recommend it. You can get it for a 10% discount with my Guru 10 discount code. There's no better QBank out there than Kaplan for that commercial. Kaplan allows me to give you a free look on Kaplan content. So let's get busy on QID 1276808. I'll also put this in the 4 and 7 playlist as well. A British manufacturer signs an agreement for delivery of equipment to the United States for payment in US dollars. So if I'm a British manufacturer, selling Jaguars, for example, what I'm afraid of is the dollar is going to go down and will get me less British pounds. Now, I'm not being facetious. The US dollar is not a foreign currency. So what I want to do is in the currency with the option with the hedge is something that can make up for what I think might be a loss in what's called the spot market when I exchange the dollars from pounds. So if I'm thinking the dollar is going down, that means I think the British pound is going up. And so I would buy calls on the British pound. Now, when most people struggle with this kind of a question, my experience has been the reason they're struggling is because maybe a while back they took a Series 7 and they remember IPEC. Exporters buy puts and importers buy calls, but that's from the U.S. perspective. So you got to be a little careful when you're being asked from the foreign perspective, right? IPEC is for U.S. perspective. Boeing would buy puts on the yen, for example. If I'm importing French wine, I'd buy calls on the euro, for example. And when it's from the foreign perspective, it's going to be opposite. It's going to be IPEC, right? So if, for example, I'm a British company and I'm importing French wine, I'm not afraid the pound is strong and I get, Napa wine from California. I'm not afraid that the pound is strong and I get more Napa wines. What I'm afraid is the pound is weak, and so I would buy puts on the pound. So from the foreign perspective, it's going to be the foreign importer would buy a put and the foreign exporter, as we see in this question, would buy the call. And then remember, currencies have an inverse relationship. What I mean by that, it's meaningless to say the dollar is going up or down unless I tell you in relationship to what, right? So the dollar is not a foreign currency. I'm not being facetious. You can't buy puts on the US dollar. Now, sometimes I have people internationally, oh yeah, I can't, well, not on this test, right? So when we see the dollars going up or down, then we got to say, okay, there's an inverse relationship. So in this question, what I'm afraid of, as we said, is the dollar goes down. And if I'm saying the dollar is going down, I'm saying the British pound is going up. And so again, I would want to do something in the options arena that might help me offset whatever prospective loss I may have in the spot market. And so here I buy British pound calls. That's the answer to the question. Remember, inch by inch, options are cinch, yard by yard, options are hard. I'd warn you, Series 4s and 9s. I think you can overdo strategy and not pay attention to more of the supervisory regulatory framework on the 4 and 9 as compared to the strategies. So if you miss your mark on the 9 or the 4, and you tell me it's because of iron butterflies or condors or ratio rights or foreign currency options, I'm going to say, I'm not so sure. Make sure you stay on the broad avenues and highways of the information. All right. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you for the next explication request whenever that arrives.